MicheleMarieDalene, and today we're going to talk about a couple different things. Um, and the most important of which is I owe you an apology. I was a little bit upset, and I took it out on some of the adults. The kids didn't get a chance to watch because it was age restricted, because I felt really embarrassed about the way I talked about that clinic. Um, I thought the language was terrible. I thought the whole thing was terrible. So today we're going to try to kind of address this video topic as adults. Okay, and what I mean by that is I'm not gonna show my temper. I'm not gonna use potty mouth. I'm just gonna try to keep it clean. And no, I didn't. Yeah, I do have it on. Say, I am on this on. Sometimes I forget to put this on when I take a bath, and I just did take a bath today. So let's start with the basics. The tooth does not hurt. That's good. The tooth does need to be repaired. Okay, it is a high priority, but not necessarily because it hurts, but because it's a problem that's going to hurt. In a few months to years, tooth decay is going to set in and it's going to expose the nerve. And when it does, that's going to mean it's going to be major. Ouch. At that point, the ability to save the tooth is like none. So the idea is I wanted to try to have it checked out before it got that bad. Unfortunately, my choices in my income bracket are very limited. And despite my best efforts and all the recommendations of people to go to the Yukon Health Center in Farmington, Connecticut, was not really a good choice, because I got in there in Clinic 5. I arrived at about 6:55 a.m., 6:50 a.m. around there, which was an hour before they opened, hour and a half before they opened. And I was the only one and the first one sitting there waiting for a ride. And I signed my name first on the checklist of all the people that come in. And I went out to the window. I was anxious, because I didn't know anything about these people at all. Okay, I really felt kind of like, with my anxiety and my Asperger's, my hearing was, my mind was racing. My thoughts were getting all jumbled up. In other words, so it was a good thing I had Sherry there, because even if they had called my name, I probably would have missed it. Okay. So I went out to the window. The first thing the receptionist asked me is, "Are you in pain?" I don't believe in telling a lie. I said, "I'm in a very small amount of pain. I got a broken tooth, and I need it fixed." And then at that point, she went, "Okay, fine." My fingernails all dirt. She said, "Could you please put some of the hand cleaner on them before you give me your cards, because I don't want to get any kind of, viruses and stuff, I didn't have a problem with that. I understood that about the issue, especially with Ebola going around. So I filled out the form. I gave her my cards, and she said to me, "Miss Dalene, you don't even have dental insurance on this card." I said, "No, I don't." "You don't even have, all you have is Medicare. They don't pay for dentistry." "No, they don't." And I said nicely, "If I had dental insurance, why would I be here? I would have had a dentist already, honestly." So I must have been pretty low priority, because I was sitting there. I've been told about 10 o'clock in the morning. At 9:30, I was just growing impatient. I was getting angry. I was getting furious. Everybody else was going in before me, and there was a lot of people. There were people in wheelchairs. There were people in walkers, and there was one guy sitting on a gurney. He's probably from the regular hospital section. to get his teeth fixed or something. I don't know. And after that, I began to realize after I read it says on the door, it says, payment is due at time services are rendered. Now, I began to think myself as, well, there ain't going to be no copay. Okay, because there ain't no copay, because that would have to be full price. Whatever it was, I had to do. I was like, I was feeling really, really uncomfortable. My panic alarm was going off in my head. Oh my God, this is going to cost me more money than I have. I don't have the money to fund this. I really don't know what to do. I'm lost. And so I went back to, I was angry. I was upset. I felt violated because I was the first one there, but I was not the first one seen. And I tried to be polite to the receptionist. I said to her nicely, I said, ma'am, I'm going to cancel because I'm going to go somewhere else. And I got the paperwork filled out for that clinic. And I got to bring it down there and see if we can get everything, the ball rolling, and fix the tooth. What are they going to do with the tooth? Well, there's a couple choices. Cheap, quick, and not good. Cheap, good, but not quick. Cheap, good, good, but quick, but not cheap. Basically meaning, either A, we can put some filling compound in to try to reshape the broken molar to look like a molar again, which is relatively cheap. It's quick, but I can't guarantee how long it's going to hold. Okay? The second choice is put a crown on it, which is still relatively cheap. It's not quick, but it's good. Okay? The third choice is the most drastic, is replace that bad or missing or broken tooth with an implant. It's not cheap, it's not quick, and it is good. So I had to choose between potentially 3 outcomes. Now, for those of you adults who watched that video, and that was a more calm down version. Remember what I told you a couple days ago? Normally, when I get really upset, it's best for me not to get on the microphone, because if I do, because of my Italian temper, I explode. And when I explode, people get hurt. And that's the kind of time when you have to do something that we were told as kids. Take a time out. You have to stop. You gotta, you just get it back away from the microphone. Don't even open your mouth. It's not worth it. You're going to say something very angry. It's going to upset somebody. It's not going to solve the problem. Well, unfortunately, I kind of put my foot in my mouth that time. So I'm sorry. Now, I also would like to talk to you about a few other things too. We bought a viewfinder for the camera. It's actually an LCD car display on dash. It sticks to the dash. It's a 4.3-inch diagonal display. It was supposed to be for automotive use, for like backup, cameras and things like that. And it supports NTSC and PAL. The one I chose had a high enough resolution that I could, and a big enough screen that I can focus it as good as I can to make a better picture. There's nothing wrong with the camera we're using now. The monitor we're using now, except it's across the room. And when it's across the room, I'm trying to look at it. I'm squinting, and I noticed that. If I'm looking at something close up, I squint too. Let's talk about that. Why is that? Because part of the problem is I got a cataract in my right eye that's basically making me go blind. There's nothing I can do about it. There's no magic I can do to fix something that is just an age related issue. Same thing with my teeth. You're old, your body starts to break down. We we do have the ability in the human body to repair itself, but we don't, for some reason, have the ability to repair itself because it's as if that gene is switched off. So anytime you break something, I mean, like for example, take a look at a shark. A shark, for example, pops out new teeth when he loses one, he pops a new one in, right? Human beings have the same ability to some extent. But what happened is that almost maybe related to what happened in maybe the Garden of Eden when Adam and Eve did the transgressions, and then Yahweh said to them, "From this day forward you will die." What he meant probably was just that. You're going to fall apart. You're physically going to decline, and there's nothing that you're going to be able to do. You can throw hundreds of thousands of dollars in it, and tummy tucks, and everything else, but unfortunately, you're still going to fit. Your body's going to get old. The joints get sore. You get arthritis. Your bones get brittle because of lack of calcium. And even though I drink a lot of calcium, it makes me think, is maybe possibly some of the reasons why I'm getting fractures and teeth are starting to break is because maybe I'm not getting enough calcium. Maybe I need to do a bone density test. I think it wouldn't be a bad idea. I can ask my primary care physician when I see him next month. I'll ask him, can I go for a bone density test? Because I'm thinking I'm losing calcium and I think my bones are starting to get brittle. I mean, by the way, as I said, the tooth is not fixed right now. The part that's broken off is still there. It's actually being held in place by my gum right now. I thought about pulling it out, but then I realized if I pull it out, I could cause more damage. And even though it's loose, it's completely loose, separated from the tooth, I should be able to rip it off. I don't know if there's any of the pulp that stick to it, so I don't want to aggravate the problem. I tried that temporary filling fixing stuff from CVS. That stuff was a waste of my time. It did not work. In fact, the original amalgam filling that was my mouth at that point was like 2.5 millimeters thick, and to fill that much of that CVS brand tooth filler, I don't know what it was taking, but it was not holding up. It was breaking up into a million pieces even though I was working on it. It was just not getting hard as it should get. Possibly maybe because I played it wrong. Maybe the problem isn't so much that. Maybe it's just that my molar is just too much of a hole to fill in all at one time. I don't know. But it just proves the point that I'm getting old. If the cataracts haven't already done so, and if the situation with my arthritis and my bad hearing, and I'm trying to hold on like everybody else does, and that's what Mother God expects us to do. Is just roll with the punches, just try to keep up, do the best you can. I don't feel as a failure that I couldn't get to the dentist. I do feel that the system has failed me. We were always told that, maybe when we were kids we're stupid. We're so ignorant. We don't really think of this. Oh, I'm going to live forever. When I die and I'm 90 years old, I'm going to have perfect teeth and perfect eyesight and perfect hearing. Well, the sad truth is, honey, is not most people do. They suffer because of that. It's just that, for those of us who are trying, to keep up, it's just a real heartache when we can't even, we're deprived or denied the access to the care that we should have, even if we had the money to buy it, which when you're in a fixed income, it's just not there. I mean, everything else is going up in the store. I mean, you go buy, say for example, a gallon of milk. Like it's $3.79 for a gallon of milk, right? And then you try to go out there and you try to buy. Some people like to eat meat. You try to buy a steak, and you find that the steaks have gone up in price, and the same thing for other things, eggs. Anything that's imported, anything that comes from California because of the drought is gone up in price. Anything from the Southwest has gone up for the same reason as California. And it is causing a lot of hardship. So you sit there going, well, I really would like to have done that, but I can't. What am I supposed to do? What do you think, Lum? I think you're right. I think that does add a lot of hardship to your life. You can't change the things like that. I also appreciate that you're taking the time to more calmly recollect the issue that happened on Friday. I really wish that you had thought of that before you did that video. I think it would have been a lot better. Some of Michele's audience has taken offense to that video. And one person left, but now a new person joined. Her name is Rhonda Church, and she also joined my channel as well. And now you're at 10. Now at 10 users, yes. Okay. Where you are still at 57. Right. So I can't do anything about that. But anyway, for right now, I've got to get going, and I want you to keep up with my channel, and let's see if we can try to keep things on a positive footing from now on. Okay? So, I'll see you soon, guys. Bye-bye.